Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up!
Get up.
You get out of bed this instant.
And turn it on.
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Good morning, Singapore. No Angel today. She has quit for today.
Yes,
for today.
yes.
Yes. She's in KL on business.
Business.
Our guest for this morning is the one, the only, the beautiful Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. Glad to be back.
Yes, good to have you back.
But today, we're talking about something that Angel wanted to talk about. She wanted to talk about this. She suggested this. And Jerry has done all the prep for this. And she is not here today, Angel. But it doesn't matter.
Poor Angel.
She is watching us, I'm quite sure.
Yes.
She's watching us.
I think she will enjoy it. Not that she asked for it.
But it's not
yes,
It's not a very enjoyable topic, though. It's very stressful, this topic.
What, stress
management with our five senses.
it is fun. It's going to be fun. And I want all the listeners and everybody tuning in to join us also, because we have our five senses and we have stress. So stress is used very loosely in Singapore to describe, or around the world, right? To describe a discomfort. Anything uncomfortable, I feel stress. Whatever it is, I feel stress. But I think we're also looking at what stress means. And did you know that if you're doing nothing, it can also be stressful?
Oh.
Okay, I just want to ask. I know there are people out there asking this question, Jerry. What's the difference between stress and just discomfort? How do you explain it?
So stress actually is a spectrum. It's actually a bell curve. When you put yourself in a space of discomfort, you don't feel too good, but you can manage it, you can tolerate it. Maybe you just tahan it. You hope that it will go away. But stress is actually essential. So you do need stress in the workplace. Even when Glenn and yourself, you are running the show, you have a certain level of stress. Otherwise, you would not pay attention to the timing. You would, not pay attention to whatever that you're saying. You would not be mindful. So you would not be at your peak performance. So in terms of the bell curve, right at the bottom of the curve is inaction, inactivity. And then when you get a little bit more movement, you get motivated, and you move towards peak performance. That's the top of your bell curve. And we want to reach there. But there's a range. And when we tip over on the other side of the bell curve, then you start to feel tired. So one of the indicators that is beyond discomfort and you cannot manage it anymore is when you start to feel tired. You start to feel exhausted. You start to feel a lot of dread. And it moves towards burnout, which is a very popular topic recently, of late, in the last few years, burnout, where you cannot function anymore. So the first half of the bell curve, we're working towards eustress, eustress, eustress.
Okay.
The second half of the bell curve, when we tip over, we are in distress.
Oh, I see.
Distress.
I just want to compare that to the hill, because you got the curve and you got the hill. So this is over the curve. We've spoken about over the hill.
Yeah.
This is like over the curve, and then that's distress.
Right.
Okay, let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV. Up next, Dollar. This is Classic on Kiss 92. So you see, when someone is over the hill, we also say, this person is like past his prime,
and it's also a particularly stressful time for them.
Correct. It's distressing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So we want to attain that eustress and make sure that we balance it a little bit more. So I suppose knowing what your signs and symptoms are, because although I say, tiredness, dread, all of us experience stress differently. So our level of how much we can manage discomfort is also different.
You were talking about symptoms.
Yeah.
The symptoms don't have to be emotional, right? They can be physical, correct?
Symptoms.
Yeah. For
The
example,
signs, the symptoms.
For example,
Elevated blood pressure.
no. When I get very, very stressed, my fingers peel.
Oh, that's, I think, just you.
The
Leila.
skin peels. No, the skin peels.
Yes, exactly. So some people realize that they are stressed when they break out in hives.
Oh,
See?
Yes, yes.
okay. I mean, I've heard that
Glenn,
before.
you don't have stress?
Break out in hives, break out in rash.
You don't
God.
have stress?
Have, for sure.
Yeah.
How does
I
it
get
show
stressed
for
out.
you?
Huh?
How does it show for you?
For me, it'll be elevated blood pressure. So I have invested in a blood pressure monitor. So every week I check my blood pressure now. So Friday is check your blood pressure day. Then I'll post it on Insta stories to remind people to also check their blood pressure from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't feel it, right? But then you go like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's a little bit elevated. Why is it? Ah, okay. This was FD this morning. He was stressing me out.
See lah. No, but the thing about checking your blood pressure, though, is you should check it at the same time every time.
Yes, correct.
Always the same
So
time.
always be like after the shift.
Yeah.
Like maybe 10:30,
Yeah.
10:45.
Yeah. Always at the same time.
How about Shalini or Cheyenne?
Shalini or Cheyenne, how do you manage your stress levels? Or is that the question?
No. What
No,
signs
no.
and symptoms?
What signs? So I think FD and Glenn gave physical symptoms.
Yeah.
Let me challenge Shalini and Cheyenne. Let's go with a cognitive or a social sign.
Wow.
I think when I'm stressed, I tend to isolate myself a bit.
Right.
So like I will communicate with people less and like keep more things to myself.
Wow.
Right.
That's good, actually.
Wow. So that's a social sign for the self to take note of.
Yeah, if not I'm a yapper. I can't stop talking. So if I'm not sharing with people how I feel or sharing with people what I think, it means that like I'm too stressed out about it to like even open up about it.
Wow.
Okay.
Shalini?
Right.
Shalini, Susan.
Cheyenne. So
Oh.
that was a social example. How about a cognitive example?
Oh. Oh no.
She always has this like deer in the headlights moment.
Cognitive.
It's not very difficult. It's not very difficult. You would have experienced it before.
Like, I mean, I guess if you're like in the moment, if you're really, really stressed, wouldn't you feel like a bit brain foggy? Like you can't really make decisions as clearly because you're too stressed out about like other things. Because that's what I feel sometimes.
Yep. Exactly. So the cognitive one, some people will complain that they have buzzing in their head. It's non-stop. The thoughts just run on and on. Some people would say, oh, I can't make decisions, like what Cheyenne said, right? Or I can't crack jokes. So the live wire of the party cannot crack jokes. That is very, very serious. So the social ones could be not only isolating yourself like what Shalini was talking about. It can be that they are irritable, they are angry, they snap at people, and when people come to them, they just want to run away from people.
That's actually quite normal, right?
I don't know. When I'm
Yeah,
stressed, I'm like Cheyenne. I tend to close off.
Yeah, I'm also a bit quieter when
Yeah.
I'm
I tend
stressed
to
out.
I tend to close off, and then I tend to overthink the situation.
Yeah.
I'll be very serious when I'm stressed out. Yeah.
So that would be an emotional one.
Wow.
So
When I'm stressed out, I want to punch people, huh?
Okay. So that one, let's go to the five senses because I wanted us to tune into the five senses. So it's well and good that, you have plenty of literature out there. You can Google it, the signs and symptoms of stress. So let's be a bit more specific and look at our five senses. So the first one is, so Glenn, since you mentioned about punching people,
Yeah.
how does stress feel like?
Stress.
So when you first feel stress
Yeah.
in your body, how does it feel? Where is it in your
I
body?
feel irritated.
Okay.
just like-
okay.
The sense of irritation.
Okay. Go a little bit more because you mentioned about wanting to punch people. So
Yeah.
you see my hand, curling into a fist.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that is that where you feel your stress?
Oh, I see. No, actually,
Uh-huh.
I feel like, no, I changed my mind. I don't feel like punching, I feel like kicking. It's in my feet. Okay, stand by. We're going back on air.
Wow.
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, we've got the usual delays across the expressways, the MCE towards the AYE, an accident after Central Boulevard exit, avoid lane 1. PIE towards Changi, a vehicle broken down before Tampines Street 31, avoid lane 2. Bradle Road towards Bradle Hill, a vehicle broken down after Bradle Rise, avoid the left lane. PIE towards Tuas, an accident after Clementi Avenue 6 exit, congestion is to the BKE, so look out for that. What else do we have for you? That's about it for now. Stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. And today we're talking about stress management with our five senses. And just now on The Big Show TV, Jerry was testing me.
Yes.
And
Okay.
you said
No,
you
I
wanted to
wasn't
kill
testing you.
someone.
I was having you describe. I
Because-
want to change it a little bit. I'm going to change it a little bit. How does stress feel like? Like, what is a stressful feeling in terms of tactile sensation?
Okay, so I feel frustration, obviously. Stress to me is a feeling of frustration. I feel like, I mentioned earlier on to Jerry, right? I use the term punch. I feel like punching someone. And then Jerry asked me, so what? Do you feel it? Do you feel that frustration in your fists?
Yeah.
To which I said, actually, no. Maybe because I know if I punch someone or I punch the wall, I'll hurt my hands,
Probably.
and then I won't be able to play golf. So when you ask me where do I feel that frustration, I said, okay, I changed my mind. It's not, that I want to punch someone. I just need to vent, right?
Vent.
So I feel it in my feet. So I feel like maybe instead of punching, push kicking someone. Like in Muay Thai, right? You push kick
Yeah.
someone, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Now,
that's where I
that
feel
is
in my
very
feet.
essential, right? Because we are always faulting the young ones for punching something or kicking something, and we say bad behavior. But maybe they are just feeling stress and they need to get it out. And
Yeah.
they don't know that they are feeling that way. They only know I need to kick. I need to hit someone. Yeah. So that's why sometimes we want them to tune in into their body to recognize where is it that they store all these tension.
That's interesting.
That's why I used to enjoy Muay Thai so much. It used to be a great stress reliever, actually, for me.
I'm sure it would be.
And then after that, of
Yeah.
course, I had to choose, right? Because I didn't want to get injured. If I get injured, then I can't run, I can't play golf, I can't, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Question for Jerry coming up next.
All right. It is 8:16.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian. Usher in the Year of the Dragon with
So,
Okay.
Jerry, here's the question that I think parents would be asking now. So, Glenn says, I want to push kick. Glenn says Muay Thai is,
A stress reliever.
a stress reliever. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a stress reliever.
Not really.
No? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's different.
Yeah, so is then...
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is frustrating.
There, you see. So, is then violence a stress reliever or is it a stress causer?
It's an interesting question. It really depends on what it is, you know. So what they feel is their level of frustration, because there have been times in the session itself, young boys, and I get asked many times, am I not scared? Because these are bigger young boys that clench their fists and they're punching the sofa, or they want to punch the walls, you know. And I literally have to get them to focus on their fists, because they're not focused. They're only angry, and they're clouded by that anger. They're clouded by the frustration. They're clouded by whatever that is triggering them, that they're not even aware. So when they start to be aware where is held in their body, and we say, okay, take a deep breath. Now, can you peel your finger open? And there were many times that I had to literally peel their fingers open
Oh, wow.
to relax their entire body. So mindfully doing it helps them to release that tension. So I think when you do anything mindlessly, you know, and you fight mindlessly, then I would say any sport is a bad sport.
Right,
But
right.
when you know what you're doing, you know what is held in your body, and you do it mindfully, then it's a different ball game altogether. You would not cause a hurt in a way that is too harmful, or you won't be too aggressive, because in every sport there are boundaries, there are rules. And the rules are there to keep you safe. But when you are clouded by anger or clouded by the emotion, you don't bother about the rules anymore. Yep.
No rules. That's scary.
Yes, I'm going to change gear a little bit. I'm going to ask FD, what does stress sound like? That means, what is a stressful sound?
With me, when I get stressed, it's interesting. I close myself, as I said, I close myself off. I tend to overthink, and I go into mine does not have a sound. I go into a very scary silence.
Okay.
That you know, there's a silence that you can hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a silence you can hear, and that's where I go when I'm stressed.
But are you asking FD, like, what sound stresses him out? Is that what you're asking
No,
him?
she's saying
Yeah,
what
yes.
sound stresses me out.
What
Yeah.
sound stresses you out? But that's an interesting thing that, you know, we can come to later on also.
Okay, so what sound stresses me out? In particular, construction sites.
Okay.
Oh, the tung 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 tung
That
tung.
you know when they lay the piles
Yes.
and that banging,
Yes.
the drilling,
Chua Chu Kang, a lot of work
that
going on
kind
around
of,
the
that
area.
kind of sound,
Construction.
It gets to me because I feel
Piling.
I have no control.
Piling, right? Like the
Piling
sound
and
of-
stuff like
yeah.
that. I have no control over that sound, and that it it's horrible.
Yeah. So I want all of us to think about what sound stresses us out. So oftentimes, just like FD, we would think that it would be a loud sound. But actually, sometimes it's not a loud sound. So for those that are maybe a little bit my age, okay, you would have heard the chalk on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Or a nail on a chalkboard that can, just create that tension in the body. If anybody here has heard that before, or those with misophonia, they would feel irritated when somebody is eating, the eating sound, the tap 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 sound. Yeah, and they will feel very irritated with that sound. They cannot stand the sound. So these are some sounds that may cause us stress. Now, those are moderately loud. No, actually, they're not really loud. They are just, to some people, annoying. I think what FD you mentioned about that silence. Do you know silence can be so scary? Remember the
Very.
bell curve of the stress? So loud sounds and no sounds. So some people, they cannot stand when there is total silence. So our young people, our young students, for the longest time, I really wonder why they need to blast rock music in their ears. Okay? But then you realize, but I don't like the surrounding. Yes, they don't like people like talking and shouting, but then, it puzzles us that they have these earphones over their ears or earbuds and blast rock music because they don't like the silence that creates noise in their heads. So that is very stressful for them. So that's very interesting for me.
It's like some people, Jerry, they go home, the first thing they do is turn on a radio or turn
Yes.
on the TV because they just
Yes.
don't want that quiet house.
Guilty. But then I like quiet as well. It's just that during the day, like when I go home, it's just very normal for me to either switch on the radio or switch on the TV. Right? But at night, I appreciate quiet.
I appreciate quiet too, but then now listening to Jerry, I realize that my quiet isn't quiet. To me, quiet is a beach.
No.
No, like you go to a secluded beach, it's quiet, you're sitting there, you're enjoying nature, but it's not quiet. What's keeping you calm is the sound of the waves.
Yes, exactly.
There is that
Yes.
sound that you don't realize is there.
Yes, excellent. Thank you, FD. So that's exactly my point. So if you know what gets you or triggers you, then you can start to find what helps you to calm down. So that's why our senses are so effective, you see. Let's take another one. What sight? That means, what do you see that might stress you out? Something that you see that might stress you out. So Cheyenne and Shalini can also hop in.
What do I see?
What do you see that that may stress you out?
I have to be honest here. And I know this for a fact because I was just talking to Michelle about it a couple of days ago. I get very stressed when I travel past foreign worker dormitories.
How often do you pass by foreign worker dormitories?
I have one near my house. It's this idea of these fences and the walls that go up.
Oh, is that what
I know
what
I'm going
they
to get
look
into
like?
trouble. I know I'm going to get into trouble for what I'm about to say. But there are these fences and these walls around foreign dormitory.
Yeah.
And every time I see that, I remember visiting Dachau in Germany,
Oh, a concentration
a
camp.
concentration camp. And as much as I know these guys, their living is relatively comfortable, it stresses me out. Because these things, they remind me of that.
Wow.
I'm sorry to the people who run the dormitories. I'm sorry. This is just an honest feeling.
Why are you apologizing to them? I mean,
know?
it shouldn't
It-
look
it-
like a concentration camp. Why
Yeah.
do they make it look like a concentration camp?
Yeah.
You're saying it's all fenced up and all that.
Yeah,
is it?
especially the one in Chua Chu Kang. It's horrible for me. I will take a different bus so I don't have to go past it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Yeah,
but
it-
it
it's-
sounds horrible.
Yeah, it is really quite.
Okay, stand by. We're going back on air. Traffic update.
One, two, step. Everybody, one, two, step. We about to get it on. This is for the hearing impaired. A Jazzy Faye production.
Kiss 92 traffic.
TPE towards the PIE, a vehicle broken down before the PIE exit. CTE towards the AYE, an accident after Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 exit, avoid lane 1. We have an accident on the MCE towards the AYE before Central Boulevard exit as well, avoid lane 1. PIE towards Tuas, an accident after Clementi Avenue 6, all kinds of congestion there. Please stay within the speed limit, have everyone buckled up, be safe as you drive today.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Today we're talking, the stress curve. We're talking about how we hold stress in our body. We're talking about the 5 senses, right? We've touched on seeing stressful things,
Yeah.
hearing, and we haven't come to taste, smell, and touch yet, right, Jerry? We've just
No.
covered,
Yeah.
seeing and hearing, right? Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
as I was saying, foreign worker dormitories are what really make me feel stressful.
because Jerry asked FD what stresses him out, or what
Sight
stresses
me out.
him out.
What sight?
Yeah.
And he said
Correct.
the foreign dormitory concentration camp.
Well, it's because the one in Chua Chu Kang makes me think of Dachau when I visited Dachau in Germany. Yeah, I just get that feeling. I'm sure it was never designed that way, but that's just the feeling I get when I go past it.
So that walled up, fenced up look.
Yeah.
So when you see such things, so it can be any sort of walled up places, fenced up places,
Yeah.
that would get you, that
Yeah.
would trigger you.
Do you know
And-
why, Jerry? Because I picture myself in there.
Why?
I don't know.
Old age home or what?
I don't know. I don't know.
It-
Or because
and
you think
it's-
you're a criminal or what?
Like I said, I don't know.
Sorry about that. I'm just trying to figure out why he pictures himself
In there.
in that facility.
Yeah.
It's more he does not want to be in that facility, and he's so
That's what it
much
is.
passion.
Yeah.
So that's why being in that space is a very uncomfortable thought
Yeah.
for him. So you cannot imagine anyone being in that space.
Yeah. And I apologize for saying old age home because I was just joking.
No,
right?
no, that's fine.
Old age home, you don't need high fences and high walls. They cannot jump over.
Stop it, Glenn!
Did I hear you? Oh no. Okay,
Yes,
never
you
mind.
heard
I'm gonna
him.
move on.
Yes.
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna ask Shalini, what smells like stress to you?
Why do I always get the difficult ones?
Not difficult. Someone farting, for example.
No, that one.
Someone sitting next to you.
Hey, it might be stressful for some, you know, Jerry.
It's true. It's true.
I think the smell of cologne, like very strong cologne.
Okay, I gotta stay away from Shalini.
Why do you think I'm always having hand cream with me?
I like the smell of Angel's hand cream.
Yes, yeah, she's got some good hand cream.
Yeah, but you really splash
I
on the
do.
cologne,
I
but
do.
FD really splashes
do.
on the cologne.
I think it's got something to do with my own sense of smell.
I can
It's
tell
weak.
when FD is in the building because I get
I
the
leave
smell
a trail. I leave a trail
of the man.
Okay. Yeah. For some people, so for myself, it would be, some taxis have the car air freshener.
Yes.
Yeah. So that sometimes gets me. It's a very stressful smell.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
like
quite
that cheap
irritated.
kind of air freshener. Okay, anyway,
Okay.
let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV, okay? Alex Warren is
Okay.
next before you leave me on Kiss 92. The smell of cheap
air freshener in the
air
car.
freshener. Sometimes you go to a hotel,
Yeah.
Oh,
3-star hotel, a 2-star hotel, or whatever,
Yeah.
and you go in there and there's that smell.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I was around that hotel,
true.
but yeah.
Some people
Mm.
so I don't know whether the hospitals still use Dettol, a certain type of smell
Disinfectant.
that Dettol. Yeah, I think there are so many different types now, but in the past, the smell of Dettol was really, really strong. So some people actually hate the smell of hospitals.
Yes.
So that stresses them out.
Yeah, the smell of a hospital, or I think growing up, the smell of a clinic. Sometimes you go
Yeah,
into
you
a
get that
clinic.
specific
it's-
smell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different type of disinfectant, but yeah. Okay.
Cheyenne, what does stress taste like?
Whoa.
Oh, this is gonna sound weird, but like blood, because when I'm stressed, I like chew on the inside of my mouth.
Oh, wow.
So I like sometimes
Wow.
yeah. That's what the first thing came to mind. Not that I'm like actively trying to like taste blood, but I've always had the habit of like chewing on my gums when I'm stressed.
How do you chew on your gum?
The side
Like,
of your cheek, you
the
mean?
side, yeah, side of my cheek, like
Oh.
the inside, around here,
Yeah.
or like my
Oh.
lip. Yeah.
Wow. okay.
Interesting. Yeah. Thanks, Cheyenne, because many people would identify with that, but they don't realize that. So they bite to draw blood. Right? They do it very subconsciously. So some people, they pick their lips because they have dry lips. So they bite on their lips, especially when they're nervous or they're anxious, and they would bite. So, and you can see open wounds. So they literally draw blood. Some people bite the fingernails or they peel it and they kind of like put it in their mouth because there is that blood taste. So you're not wrong, Cheyenne. Thank you for highlighting it, because many people don't realize that they are doing it, and when they are very nervous, anxious, that's something that they go to.
It's painful, man.
Painful
Sometimes
way
I'm
of doing-
eating, right? And then all of a sudden I accidentally bite
your
my
cheek.
lip. I'm like, damn it! And then, there's a puncture wound.
And you imagine people who do it consciously.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for most of us, when we bite down and we draw blood, it's not our go-to. So to us, it's not stress. We don't go to it when we are stressed. So that's why it's painful. For those like Cheyenne, when you are chewing on it, subconsciously you don't feel pain at that point in time. It's only after that, right?
Yeah, I don't really notice when I'm doing it until like I can taste blood. I'm like, oops, happened again. But I've always had this habit since I was young, so I guess it's just like an ingrained thing.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Wow.
So touch. So this is free for all. So what does stress feel like, as in tactile wise? Like, how does stress feel like?
Like a sharp point to me. Like maybe a nail. As in, you know,
For me, it's heat. Mainly because I feel when I'm stressed, I feel that my temperature goes up. So I feel hot.
so heat.
Heat to me
Right.
is stress.
Right.
You cannot go out under the sun then for too long.
No, that doesn't. No, but I feel that when I'm stressed, my temperature elevates,
Yeah, like
and it's it's an uncomfortable feeling. You know, it's not like when you have a fever, because you can do
Yes.
something about that.
will drinking cooling water help?
No, I
No.
take cold showers.
Okay. Next time you try taking 白花蛇草水 with some salt.
I'll go to the first shop I can find and try and repeat what you just said.
No, but that's excellent because knowing how it feels to you will help you to find the correct management strategy for yourself.
But how do you do that when, like, Glenn's is a nail? What's the management strategy? It's a nail. Take a hammer and hammer the nail. You know what's the strategy?
For Glenn, right? When he's angry, don't touch him because your touch is going to feel like
Like nails poking me.
him.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't touch him. You cannot touch some. So for people that have that sensation, then we cannot touch them. So you notice some people when they're angry, and you try to go close to them, they kind of pull away, and it's a very sharp pull away because literally it can hurt them. It's
Wow.
a psychological sensation. It's not a physical. It manifests as a physical sensation. It's a nail pain, like a nail poking him, right? So if you unfortunately don't know that about Glenn, and you go near him when he's angry, he's gonna punch you.
Yeah, so sometimes you get people who are angry and you want to hug them and you're going, oh, come, let me hug you. And if
Correct.
they see it as nails, my gosh, you're wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's why I'm very, very careful when there's a lot of prescribed methods out there, from meditation to breathing to music to exercise to sleeping. And they prescribe all these, and they rightly do. They want to give you options. But when you use the wrong thing, or you tell a person, the one of the prescribed methods, and it doesn't fit. For example, when after you mentioned, right, the construction sound stresses you. So I say, okay lah, I will put you in a quiet room and you stay inside there to do your work. You will also go crazy because that is not your style, because when it's too quiet, you also get activated.
Yeah.
So unless you are able to articulate that, no, I need the repetitive sound, I need that, it could be an alpha or beta sounds that help you to calm down, we are going to activate you more. So we take one sound completely away, which is the loud sound, and put you with no sound.
Yeah, which is just as bad.
Yes. So, which is why some people cannot do meditation when they are very, very activated. It might not suit everyone because their mind is racing. You cannot tell them, oh, just have nothing in your head. They will panic. They say, I can't do it. Yeah.
And I just want to say this because early on, I think you're asking me, how I feel when I'm stressed out, right? And then I said, frustration and this and that. I also feel, right, like, I don't know whether this is normal. It's probably not normal. I feel like I get a bit more forgetful when I'm stressed.
Okay.
Like
So
when I
that-
do something, I might forget that I've done it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That can be dangerous.
I mean, not the big things, lah. Like,
Yeah, okay.
The smaller
Smaller
things, like, I forget where I put my
Your water bottle,
my watch,
your watch and
or
stuff.
my keychain or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Small things.
Is that normal, Jerry?
Yeah, so what he described falls under the cognitive part that is being affected. So one of the stress management styles or methods that Glenn can use is to then pen down certain things or to be a bit more mindful when he's being told something, to do something.
Okay, going back on air. Traffic.
I'm so lost with you. Do you hear me? Do you wanna rock with me?
Kiss 92 traffic.
AYE towards the MCE, a vehicle broken down after Yuan Ching exit. CTE towards the AYE, an accident after Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5. We have Bradle Road towards Bradle Hill, a vehicle broken down after Bradle Rise. PIE towards Tuas, an accident after Clementi Avenue 6. That's causing all kinds of congestion on the PIE. What else do we have? We have Changi Road towards the city. Roadworks after Siglap Road. Please stay within the speed limit. Make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist from the Therapy Room, which is opening soon, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
And today we're talking about stress management with our 5 senses.
Yeah.
Yes. And we want to know what stresses us so we know exactly what to do with it. So we've covered a few things, or we've covered some of the things, Yeah. I just want to hop over to Cheyenne because Cheyenne mentioned about biting on the inside of her cheek
Of her mouth,
until
yeah.
she draws blood. So when she tastes blood, she knows she is stressed. But there's another part to it, which is the tactile part. There's this sensory feedback. So I'm really curious, Cheyenne, would chewing on a gum is a contraband item in Singapore, I know, but would chewing on a gum or, the high chew, those kind of sweets.
The candy, yeah.
Help you, yeah.
I think so. Like if I was conscious enough to remember and like put something else in my mouth, like suck a sweet or a lollipop, it might help.
Wouldn't you then bite on it? Like bite into the hard candy or bite into the lollipop?
I guess that's still better than like biting on your own cheek.
That is true. But I think maybe the soft chew candy.
Like the gummy kind.
Yeah, that's like too
Oh,
soft.
the gummy? Does the gummy work?
Maybe like a-
Have
like
you
a-
tried?
I haven't tried actually. Maybe I will if the next time I remember. And then I'll see if it actually works.
Yeah.
Now you all have to go and buy gummies for her to try.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't mind.
This one is a snack
I've
queen,
been
okay?
feeling so stressed lately.
Okay, you got it. What about smoking? Jerry, what about smoking? Some people smoke when they're stressed out.
Yeah. So sometimes for some people, it's that whole process of smoking, going downstairs, taking the cigarette out of the pack, tapping it, and then lighting it up, and then inhaling. So it's the entire process that is calming for them.
But Jerry, that it shouldn't work because smoking increases your adrenaline, doesn't it? It raises your adrenaline, so it should make your stress worse.
Does it?
I think it does bring your adrenaline levels up. It should make your
Well-
stress worse.
Whilst there are certain components that is not productive,
Yeah.
but there are other parts of it that helps to soothe them. So,
So this-
the other parts help them. That's why we need to be cognizant of what affects us and what helps us.
Yeah, so the cigarette itself is not helpful. It's the motion and the action that is calming us down. Correct?
Yeah, or the social part. So sometimes it is getting another person. Oh, do you smoke? Let's go down together. That social part. So
Yeah.
that's why I say we need to know what we need. So for Glenn, the touch is something when he's angry, don't go to him. But there are other people that would need company. So FD, like what you described, you are a hugger. So you know you might want someone to be with you, not to touch you, but just being with someone helps to also calm you down. Sometimes.
I didn't know he was a hugger. How do you know he's a hugger?
I said so just now.
Oh, you
because
said you're a hugger.
I am a touch person.
Okay.
I am
Yes.
very much a touch person. And I gotta say, right now, with current political situations, being around people can be stressful for me. Because I never know when I can touch and when I can't.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how it's going to be received.
Which is good also, lah. You can't like touch everybody.
Yeah, and you're
Over
probably,
the years, how many
you're-
people have you touched?
Don't ask.
Inappropriately.
Hey!
Oh, okay.
Hey! There
You
were
what?
only
You can
11.
just take it any direction. I'm going to ask Shalini because Shalini says cologne smells, strong cologne smells, it is quite challenging for you. So
Okay, wait,
what sense would help you relax, or would any sense at all help you?
Okay, Shalini, you're coming to the microphone. Let me move a little further away.
Actually, today, no. I don't get
I don't get it today.
a strong,
I was very-
what do you call
I was very conscious. Today.
cologne scent from you. No, not today.
Okay,
Okay, it's
So
time
shall
for
we-
us to move on.
okay.
Okay, let's talk about this on the Big Show TV. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Oh, is this the final talk set, Shalini? It's not the final talk set. Okay, let's talk about this on the Big Show TV. Here's Post Malone with Circles on Kiss 92.
Okay,
Okay.
Jerry, what was your question for Shalini again?
What sense help her? Helps to calm you down.
Wow.
Smell of food.
No, I'm
Your
not.
favorite food.
I want to say something that's sweet
Okay.
or like minty.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting.
Nice. So you see, for if we didn't ask her and we needed her to calm down, we'll give her the usual lavender, lemongrass.
No,
you know,
actually, those
but-
give me a headache.
Nah, those gives her a
There
headache.
you go. Yeah, there you go. So it doesn't fit everyone. We say, oh, you know, this lemongrass smell or this lavender smell is really, really good for you. But little do we know it doesn't suit her. So sometimes when we prescribe something, we don't know, and the other person doesn't know what they like or dislike or how they read stress in their body, we might be prescribing the wrong thing. So now we know that if Shalini is stressed,
Buy
we
her
can
Colgate.
give her- Huh? No. I was just about to say, you know, it could be Mentos that is, you know,
Mentos,
that you can
Mentos.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or medicated oil. Would medicated oil work the same
Hong
for you,
Yu.
Shalini?
My table has so many medicated.
Yay! Yeah. So that is her stress reliever. So, you know, we could laugh at her for having all the medicated oil, but that is her stress
Yeah.
reliever.
No,
So
actually,
today
it's
I want-
really shook. That's why more and more people have like the inhalers, you know, either the Vicks inhaler or the Eagle inhaler or the X inhaler. Right. It's very calming sometimes.
I,
Just
I
like,
carry one.
yeah.
I carry an inhaler.
So a homework for everyone that is listening in is is actually what stresses each of your senses and what helps to calm each of your senses. Yeah. So that's a homework. Everybody can take it home with them.
I wonder whether Angel is
stresses?
watching us right now. Angel, are you watching us?
Bergamo. If we're talking sense, Bergamo.
Bergamo, huh?
Bergamo calms me down.
So it has to. You have to
Interesting.
go through all the five senses: how you see stress, how you hear stress, how you taste stress, how you smell stress, how you touch stress, and I mean we've talked about it before. Some people need that sensorial feedback, that crunch. I've talked about it before. And so this morning I was searching for a hard biscuit, but I couldn't find one, and I popped one of those Chinese New Year cookies that melts in your mouth, and I was so dissatisfied.
Can I say, do you know what smell calms me down?
Yeah.
The
What?
smell of white rice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, there is that
Yeah.
smell to it, isn't there? Yeah.
I love the smell of white rice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Freshly cooked white rice. Yeah.
Not like steaming, lah. It's like
No,
But
yeah.
but after you leave it out for a while in the plate, I mean, it's still warm.
Yeah.
The smell of white rice.
Yes. Some mummies would identify with this. They love the smell of their toddler, where they still have that bit of like warm milk smell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find
And then when
the
they grow-
smell of babies very, very calming.
Yes.
Very calming.
Yes. And then when they grow older and they're all sweaty, then you go, ooh.
Jerry, on our Facebook page, very interesting. Max has come back and he said, you know what calms him down? Reading the newspaper.
Nice.
Not
Oh,
just
in-
any newspaper, the Straits Times.
So
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because I like the smell of the ink as well.
See?
I mean, back in the day.
So if Max can share a little bit more, is it the physical paper? Because now there's e-paper.
Correct. The
Come on,
Straits
Max.
Times digital.
There's the article form, and there's also the newspaper format.
Yeah.
So paying attention to what type can also help.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, Max
So
says
I'll
it is the
find-
physical newspaper.
Yeah,
It's
the
the
physical
physical
news.
newspaper.
Oh, Glenn went to get the physical newspaper. So it could be the words, how it's being, positioned, or it could be the smell. So for Glenn, it's the smell. Ayo.
For me, the newspaper, like I read the newspaper on weekends, and for me, my weekend morning is not complete. But it's not the smell; it's the touch. It's why I read physical books,
Yeah.
not ebooks.
And then
It's
your
the
fingers will
touch.
become.
a little grey, and yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So we are learning what our senses are telling us. So the touch of a book is very calming.
Yeah.
So that helps you. Yeah. So, the different things. Yes.
Things you don't realize until you talk about it.
This Chinese New Year, I don't know. For people who changed like notes and all that, at the bank, new bank
Oh, the
notes.
new
The smell.
notes. is
that
it?
smell,
Yeah.
I like the smell of new banknotes.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not when it's dirty already,
Yeah.
but then when
they're
it's
fresh and
new
crisp.
and fresh,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
a nice smell.
Okay. You like the ink smell, I realize. Ink
I like the
on
ink smell.
paper
Oh, I like the smell of petrol as well.
Okay.
You're not the
One's
first. You're not the first. I had a conversation with my colleagues the other day, and there are a number of them who enjoy the petrol smell. I don't like it. It gives me a headache.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not one for the petrol smell.
But now that I don't need to go to the petrol kiosk anymore
Yeah.
because I'm driving an EV, once in a while I'll just, pop by the petrol kiosk to go in there and buy stuff from the, from
Yeah.
the mini mart, right?
Yeah.
From the mart, basically. There. And then I'll just stand out there for a while and
Smell the petrol.
take in the smell of the petrol.
See, like, I don't like the smell of petrol, but I love the smell that's left by racing cars, that burnt fuel.
Oh, burnt fuel or
You know
burnt
that it's like
rubber
it's a
on
mixture
petrol.
of burnt rubber and exhaust fumes. It's everything that's totally unhealthy for you. But yeah, I really like that
Nice.
smell.
Like
but not-
during like a Formula One
like,
race.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't quite.
That's why I like
Remember what
I
it
like to get
smells
I like
like.
to get down into the front row of the stands
Yeah.
so that you can smell it.
It's more the smell of rubber lah then.
No, and exhaust fumes.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
exhaust
Yeah,
fumes, yeah. It's so cool. We are such strange people.
Anyways, I've got to go, and I'll
Oh,
see all
right.
of you next week.
Okay.
But I've got one fun one and then one serious one, right?
Okay.
So the fun one is Glenn will like this. If life gives you lemon, Glenn will bring the tequila and the salt.
Oh, I love that. You have to do it again. You have to do it again when we go on air. We're going on air now.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
this on air.
we'll just close.
okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Sucker, dream crusher, bleeding me dry like a damn vampire.
Olivia Rodrigo with Vampire right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Okay, so we've been speaking to Dr. Geraldine Tan. Dr. Geraldine Tan.
His mouth not working today.
Oh my God, the words couldn't come out there. So we've been speaking to Dr. Geraldine Tan for the past hour, and unfortunately we have to go because we've run out of time. So,
It's
Jerry, thank you
okay.
very much for being with us.
Thank you, and I'll explain to the listeners why you couldn't pronounce my name, because we were talking about, when life gives you lemon, we know, make lemonade. But the Kiss 92 style is if life gives you lemon, Glenn will bring the tequila and the salt.
I love it. I love it.
But the serious one is I'm just going to leave everyone with the serenity prayer, where if anyone is stressed, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Nice.
Nice, Jerry.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Geraldine Tan. All right,
Bye.
Jerry,
I'll see you next week.
have
you
a
next week,
wonderful
Jerry.
day ahead, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, see ya. All right, that was Dr. Geraldine Tan, award-winning psychologist from the Therapy Room. Thank you for watching The Big Show TV. You tuned in to The Big Show with Glenn and the Flying Dutchman.